Many children in our community do really well. We want every child to thrive, whatever their background, whatever their circumstances. And we think the first place to start is by bringing wraparound support around those children. And we've been doing that in many locations, one of them Shepparton High School.
We started thinking about what we needed for our Year 7 students for this year when we had our orientation day last year, and we were collecting lots of different information about them, and we decided that we needed to support them. So we decided that we would look at finding some volunteers, an agency or something we could use within our community to assist us. So that's when contacted Lisa at Lighthouse, and then we came up with a volunteer program, and then it was decided that they would come in every Monday and work with our students, which is perfect for these kids. Some of these kids don't have anyone to read to, they don't read to anyone, they don't have books at home, and they don't value reading.
We just come here and read a book, and that way we learn how to read.
This program I started getting really fast, and I really enjoy reading books.
A lot of them don't even have books at home, and they often haven't had breakfast when they come to school, so they're hungry and tired and don't really feel like reading, but you have to read. You have to read.
So through the program, the volunteers have come in and they've spent time with our kids. They've spoken to them in that reading time. They bring in newspapers, they bring in articles and different magazines.
Some weeks we can just read Google articles, things on my phone if they're not interested in their book. It doesn't matter as long as they're reading something. They've got to discover how important reading is.
Reading a book and learn some new words, trying to pronounce hard words.
For example, one of our volunteers found out a student, it was a boy who was really disengaged with reading, liked motorbikes. So she grabbed a motorbike magazine and brought it in and engaged him that way.
I was always shy to read out loud, and now I can read out loud pretty well.
I've got better at reading since I've been reading with them, and it's more funner just sitting there reading with them.
So it's really helped our kids, I suppose, be more engaged and more confident with their reading. Some of our students, because they were very low coming in with their reading comprehension ability, this program has helped them to increase that confidence.
I'm not a trained educator, so I better try and get them to make use of the punctuation marks, so it becomes a bit clearer than just a monotone reading of the text that's in front of them.
Our volunteers and our kids are forming deep connections. They now say hello in the supermarket, but the kids also know someone in the future who might give them work experience or a job. And that's what we're all about.
Jamil had a book one week that had things in it that cross-referenced with something he was learning in another subject. And I saw a light bulb moment in his eyes. It was fabulous to read something and he said, "Oh, we were learning that in the other class, and now I know that, Miss. I'll be able to say that, Miss, in my other class." It was just brilliant. It just felt fantastic to know that I'd helped him with that somehow, yeah.
So the data that's coming in from our students, we tested them at the beginning of the year and we've just retested them, is that there has been growth. So that's really encouraging as well. So we know that what we're doing is working and it's assisting and supporting these students.
In many ways, this is just the beginning of the work. We want to create a system so that no kid falls through the gaps.
Yeah, well, hopefully we're going to bring them up to speed with a bit of outside encouragement, which is what I got from home, that they're not getting at home, that will supplement their schooling.
We've been amazed by the support in our community. There's obviously a deep commitment and will for change. We think the answers lie here, and we think by rallying the troops, tracking, monitoring, and looking for outcomes, we can come up with the solutions as a community, and we can change the lives and outcomes of young people.
Critical for the business community to be involved in education, because part of an education is a preparation for a life participating in the economy. And I think if the educators and the business people are collaborating on the skills that children are going to need when they enter the workforce, then I think people are going to enter the workforce with a much better preparedness to embark on the economy and the industry of the 21st century.
It's all about the head, the heart and the hands. It's about the strategy, the will and the people on the ground. And when we get that right, we will win.